Welcome once again to The Sage. And sincerely from my heart, I thank you for being with us on this particular episode. Because it is an episode in which we're going to talk about what we do, about the things that are dearest to us, about the things that drive us. We've had wonderful guests on the show. We've discussed many important things. But this particular show is about conversations for change. What drives us? What is it that is important to us? What are the things we do all year round? What do we do to contribute to the well-being of our people, of our country, and indeed of the world? So welcome to the show. Perhaps a logical place to start is to ask, who are we? Who is Conversations for Change? I know many of you already know, but for sake of our viewers who are perhaps joining us recently or haven't heard us talk about ourselves in the past, let me again say that Conversations for Change is an international non-profit. We are set up primarily to empower young people. A non-profit established in Nigeria, but also in the United States of America. We are in fact 501c exempt in the US. But our major activity has been in Nigeria because we believe that's where the problem is huge. We believe that's where we're most needed. And so having said that, what do we do? When we talk about empowering young people, what are we actually saying we're doing, and how do we do it? For us in Conversations for Change, we see a world where every young person is empowered. Every young person is being supported to be the best they can be. Support in its totality, strengthened, given the tools, the training they require to live their passion effectively in this world. And we do this through two major strategies. The first is, as our name implies, Conversations for Change. We do this through information provision. We endeavor, because information is power. If every young person had the appropriate knowledge, they'd be positioned to be their best. Indeed, this show, The Sage, is a typical example of the effort of Conversations for Change to empower through information. And so this program runs, treating issues, providing information, reaching out largely to young people in the belief that it is an important strategy for empowerment. But in addition to the show and the information through the media, we also have the courage to embark on concrete actions that benefit young people directly, one young person at a time. How do we do this? In the past 6 years, we've run a program which we call the Global Entrepreneurship Fellowship Program. We are so proud of what we've been able to do in this area. You see, we started by thinking to ourselves, after discussing with a plethora of young people, what is it that we can do to help? Many of the young people we spoke to said they needed economic empowerment. They needed jobs. And we thought to ourselves, what can we do, a poor non-profit, to indeed significantly impact on that need? And we came up with the concept that at least for the many young people out there who are seriously interested in being entrepreneurs, in being business owners, in running a business, perhaps we can help. And so we started the entrepreneurship program. We aim through this program to do a few things. One, we train the young potential entrepreneur to fully acquire the skills to be a competent manager of his or her business. Everything in life is about skills and knowledge. If you do not know the ins and outs of running a business, you run the risk of that business not working. And so in this our program, an essential element is that we provide them thorough, detailed business management skills and knowledge. That is number one. The next thing is that we teach them, we help them to find themselves, to believe in themselves, and know that they can indeed do it, that they have the intelligence, the wherewithal, to go embark on that business. It is in fact a 1-year program in which we find the right type of candidate. It's not everybody who is cut out to be a business owner. And you do need intelligence and passion to do it. So selection is important. So based on strict selection criteria, we select suitable candidates whom we provide with in-depth knowledge about how to manage their business. What is involved? Your human resources, your pricing, your market. What is your market? How do you deal with your clients? And so on and so forth. All of it is important. Bookkeeping, how you keep your accounts, your finances. These are the things that ensure success or failure. But we don't stop at capacity building workshops and training. We second them on what we call the internship part of the program, where they go and intern with organizations that are doing what they want to do, successful organizations. And there, on the ground, they learn the practical aspects of their proposed business. In addition to that, we encourage them and help them do a market survey. So you came to us with an idea which you thought you liked, which you thought would be successful, but you need to go back and look again and do a market survey and understand whether where you want to position that business would actually make it work. We do our best to provide them with confidence and self-motivation. Believe me, this is so important. They have it in themselves, but you need to help them find themselves. We do our best to help them believe in themselves. But we also turn them into a network of young entrepreneurs who, like themselves, are into business and innovatively and aggressively embarking on their business. We turn them into what we call in the end social entrepreneurs. Hardworking, resilient, persistent young people, but who also have a conscience and a moral, who understand that they owe it to their community, to their country, to the world, to give as they receive. And so from their profits and from their own progress and empowerment, they see the need to also be responsible citizens with a conscience, giving responsible citizens. Last but not the least, we provide them with financial support. For the program, we have largely done this through providing them with equipment that supports the business we have embarked on with them. We have proudly run this program for 6 years. And we're so proud to be able to say that despite our limited funding, despite our own, so to say, limited capacity on ground in terms of staffing and so on, that within these 6 years, we have turned out well over 100 young entrepreneurs and businesses. Businesses, note. But in terms of jobs, a lot more than that. Because on the average, each of our fellows have 2 to 3 employees themselves. There are some that have 15 to 20. So we are significantly impacting the employment arena of this country. We are so proud. For us, this is a proof of concept. It can be done. The logic is so clear. Medium and small scale enterprises are the bedrock of any country's economy. They provide the jobs any country needs. They will truly determine the economy of this country, determine the employment or non-employment of the young people in this country. And so we're proud. But a passion that continues to drive us is the need to ensure that this model that is working so well becomes sustainable and adopted by as many people in this country as possible. There's so many people of goodwill out there. The results we have produced in these 6 years are there. They're clear. The young people are there testifying themselves to the change it has made in their lives.
On the first day of this training, our CEO, Dr. Nkechi, advised us to open our minds to new ideas, that we should unlearn everything we think we know about business. I adhered to that advice, and from the first day of the training to the last day, I must confess that all the facilitators did well in teaching us all we need to know about business. From Instagram posting to Facebook to Twitter to all that, they opened their eyes to a lot of things. Some applications I never knew about business, I got to know about it because of this training. I also want to thank God for making it possible for me to be among the luckily selected ones.
This program has changed my mentality about business making. This program has taught me a lot of life lessons that I never knew before. There are a lot of things that I've been doing in business that I thought I was doing business, but with the exposure I got in this training, I was able to learn basic strategic skills that have influenced me as a person in my everyday life, and then has influenced my business positively.
Wow, C4C, Conversation for Change. Say thank you for building the confidence in me, for the lectures. I've learned a lot, and my mode of doing business is going to change henceforth. Know how to price, know the common pitfalls as an entrepreneur, how to do business as an entrepreneur in this 21st century by putting everything's learned into consideration. I want to say thank you to our mommy, Dr. Nkechi Ogbuagu, for her kind words. She has been a motivation, she has been inspiring. And I'll leave you with a few words. She said, if you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. Again, be bold enough to walk away from sham practices, and corruption is what? Non-negotiable. Also, one of our facilitators told us, what you don't nurture will never grow. So I'm here to nurture my confidence, nurture my business, know how to market.
This workshop has really opened my understanding on my market feasibility, market survey. I now understand where to go to set up my business, where to be to set up my business. It has really changed my mentality of bookkeeping. I used to run my business and I'm not really centered on bookkeeping, but now I'm going to be focused on bookkeeping to keep my record and to know how to set my prices. This workshop has really changed my entire mentality when it comes to shoe production.
And so in this 6th year, we have just embarked on the 2024 program. We have selected a core group of participants. We're right now in the process of selecting them and looking forward and with confidence and up to God that they, like their previous fellows, will do us proud and indeed graduate with all the expectations we have for them. We have not done what we did alone. We need to be very clear about that. We are deeply, deeply grateful to the many people, partners who have been part of this journey. The journey hasn't been easy. The funds for it have been limited. But however, there are some that we must mention because they deserve the mention so much. I will start by a group of remarkable women, retired permanent secretaries who have scaled the ladders of their profession in their different areas, PAMSECs, ambassadors and so on, called Club 12, who have consistently been with us, encouraging us, contributing from their pension at the early phases and all through the program, and continue to be one of our greatest cheerleaders. We are sincerely grateful to them. There are numerous other individuals who have sporadically donated so that we can continue to function. They are too many for us, too numerous for us to mention here. But they know themselves, and we thank them. We are very grateful to Seplat Energy. They have supported this program for 4 years. Perhaps without them, we could not have survived. And so we publicly acknowledge their previous support and we thank them. Although on a very, very sad and to my mind, tragic note, I have to say that suddenly, a few weeks ago, Seplat Energy wrote to say they will no longer support, despite the fact that the collaboration had indeed been excellent, and they had very recently, in the graduation ceremony we had for the 2023 set, publicly announced their pride, joy at the success of this program.
So at Seplat, I think what we firmly believe in, and it underpins our strategy and everything that we do, is the importance of social development. And so programs such as C4C, which I know that Seplat has been a part of now for 4 years, is very much, in line. I know when we came on board and we've tried to support it's working in line with the things and the areas in which we find ourselves and what we think is important, and in whatever small way we're trying to make a difference. So my charge, I think, to you all is that, I think it's similar to what Dr. Kev said, is that I know you're already employers or potential employers, but it's important to pay it forward. It's very important to know that your own little drop, just as everyone here has put a little drop into this story, your own little drop makes a difference. That what you've learned not just develops your business, but also hopefully and prayerfully develops the next set of businesses, and so on and so forth. So that the impact is not just 75 people, but the impact is so much more. And I think that's something when we look at our social programs at Seplat, we try to emphasize and we try to work across all the time. That it's not just our communities where we operate that we impact, but the wider environment and the wider community that is Nigeria, because I believe that people and organizations will continue to be inspired by the stories that come out of things like this. So congratulations, I cannot imagine what an adult journey it has been. And I wish you all truly all the best as you go forth, in as much as I wish everyone here and the strength that you have, even after retiring, everybody on the board of trustees who is still focused on giving back and paying it forward. I pray that the strength you have continues and doesn't wane. I pray that the inspiration that you have continues to inspire, and that inspiration goes on for you as well.
The sudden cessation of support is indeed very sad and very tragic at this time in this country, when this program is needed the most. When things are so difficult, where we're dealing with inflation, where our young people are more discouraged than ever. This is not the time to stop the funding of a program like this. And so to Seplat Energy, as we say thank you for what you did in the past, we put it on record, however, that we think it is indeed most unfortunate that you have decided to stop funding at this critical time and without notice. We do not understand what triggered it within your organization, but the door for collaboration will always remain, and we remain grateful for what you did in the past. And so we have begun on the 2024 program. As I said before, we're just concluding the selection process for the fellows that will benefit this year. We are trusting in the goodwill of all of you out there, because without the Seplat funding, we are facing indeed rocky financial waters. But we have faith. A program as good as this, a program which has contributed so much to the improvement of so many young people's lives, will not hit the rocks. We believe that some of you out there will feel inspired, compelled to reach out to us to ensure that this program does not die. I, as an individual, am pledging my widow's mite. I am retired, I am a pensioner, but with every breath I take, I will save and continue to put it into this program. I ask all the many, many goodwill people out there to join me in this effort. We look to the future, thankful and confident, and with faith strong enough to say that we will not fold. We will finish this year's training, money or not. And we look forward to the tomorrows where we hopefully some of the state governments will take this on, because this is what you truly need to do to empower the young people in your states. Last year, we had Enugu State on set here on the stage pledging that they would indeed collaborate with us and use our expertise to establish this program in Enugu State.
I know what it means to empower people. The mandate that we have is to create people that will drive economic growth in our place, and business sits at the center of that. And the governor said to me that he took his time to match each one of us to the areas where they will do well. Wow. So, finding myself in that position, I started cracking my head immediately, thinking, okay, who do we work with? And I didn't think far before saying, aha, C4C, this is the time. Because
this is the time.
This is the time, yeah. And Enugu State, under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Peter Mpa, is very fertile for the dream, the vision of C4C to come to life. And if not that we are in an environment where we underappreciate things, I think you should be, you and your dream, you should be somebody that will be pulled from the entire 36 states of the Federation now, where you should be delivering value. But I'm happy.
A journey of 1,000 miles
Yes.
begins with the first step.
Yeah.
We begin with Enugu State.
Yes, so I'm very happy that we are right there in the front of the queue. And the governor, the secretary to the state government, whom I have discussed this with, our arms are wide open.
We call on them to fulfill the promise they made on set. But we are also calling on many other states. We need to work together. We need to make this a standard pattern for every state. It's a win-win. And as a passionate plea from an old woman who knows that God has been good, but I will not live forever, I say this is the time for that collaboration to take root, to spread, to become well established. As we progress with the 2024 program, we promise to keep you updated. When we finish selection, you will see our beautiful young people as they begin the journey with us. Every inch of the way, we will carry you along. Despite the challenges, huge as it may be, we are confident that nothing is impossible when you're doing the right thing and God is on your side. We thank you. Please continue to be with us. See you next week.